Hello everyone and welcome to some Grimgrin EDH deck tech. This is my commander Grimgrin Corpseborn, the mythic rare from Innistrad, and we'll be going through some of the things I've put into this deck, lots of zombie tokens, and how this deck works pretty much. Now, we're going to go through lands, creatures, and non-creature spells, just like I've done for the various decks that I have put on this blog. So let's start with the creatures first, as usual. Now, it's a pretty traditional zombie deck when taken at face value. We have Cemetery Reaper, the All-Star Consecrated Sphinx, and the definite All-Star Cryptoplasm. In an EDH deck, this can take out a commander, you can copy a Lord, or copy something just crazy. Consecrated Sphinx is a wonderful addition to this deck, and Cryptoplasm just makes it 10 times better. Diagraph Captain is our other Lord, which is actually one of our win conditions, and we'll get to that in a little bit. The Dregscape Zombie is a cheap card, good sacrifice power to Grimgrin. Unless your opponent is running a lot of graveyard hate, then Dregscape Zombie is a wonderful card to have. Fogbank, always a good blocker. Galvanic Alchemist prevents you from having to sacrifice creatures to Grimgrin. 3 mana, untaps, don't have to pay the cost. Occasionally that can be a good thing or a bad thing, but if you're running really low on creatures, then this is definitely the way to go. Geth, he's a big zombie. He mills things. He really is just a big, beefy card in this deck. Maybe if you have extra mana to get some mill, you can get some fodder from your opponent's creatures in your graveyards. Ghoul Raiser, of course, get your zombies back after you sacrifice them, unless they're Gravecrawler. Oh, Gravecrawler. Gravecrawler is pretty much the best card in this deck, hands down. It's a wonderful card with Grimgrin because of the sacrifice and bring back ability, and we'll get to the second part of this win condition later in the game. Just him. Gravedigger can also be part of an infinite combo, but he's really just there for some extra zombie help, as is Grave Titan. Grave Titan makes more zombies. There you go. Harvester of Souls, this is a foil, don't know if that'll show up, but Harvester of Souls works great when you're sacrificing creatures and getting your cards, especially if you have stuff like Gravecrawler, because if you're sacrificing Gravecrawler 5 to 7 times per turn, that's a huge hand size, which works very well with Harvester of Souls. Lord of Unks is part of our zombie fodder plan, as well as making the life loss in the mill just a little bit better. I think that the mana is a little bit funky for this card, but it fits the theme, and it fit the Alara block pretty well. I think that this is a good card in the deck simply because of what you can make with it and how you use the zombies. Nantico Husk, when you don't have Grimgrin, you attack with Nantico Husk. There you go. Pack Rat's in here partially because I love Pack Rat, and partially because he makes tokens that are also fodder for Grimgrin, and that get bigger all the way. I have Conspiracy, which we'll see later, so if I have 20 zombie tokens, and then I play this, and then make everything a rat, yeah, it gets pretty crazy pretty fast. Palladium Mirror is good mana help, actually wonderful mana help. Phantasmal Image, IEEGC, better Cryptoplasm, sort of. It's just cheaper, and it's a good card to have in here. I should get a clone, but I don't. Phyrexian Revoker is a wonderful card. I played this against one of my friends' Trostani decks, and, well, if you can't populate, then that's a shame. Reassembling Skeleton, it's not a zombie, but it comes back from your graveyard. If you don't have Gravecrawler, you have Reassembling Skeleton. Reckless Scholar is a card that I didn't put in here at first, but then I was playtesting, and I had this, a Consecrated Sphinx, and a Phantasmal Image that was a copy of Consecrated Sphinx. Alright, opponents, draw a card, and then discard a card. In the meantime, I'll draw 4 cards. That was pretty great. Again, it's like Dregscape Zombie, except it makes your opponents discard cards. Because why not? Also foil. Skin Render, such a good card. -1/-1 counters all around. Unbreathing Horde is good zombie fodder, and Undead Alchemist is the second best zombie fodder. Well, not necessarily. I mean, this can get so many tokens, and that's a really wonderful thing when you're sacrificing creatures. One of the great things about Grimgrin is that they don't have to be non-token creatures. So there you go. I'm taking Vampire Nighthawk out sometime, but I don't know what else to put in. Viscera Dragger, Cycling, Unearth, wonderful addition to this deck. I almost never, ever cast Viscera Dragger, but when I do, it's... No, actually, I don't think I've ever cast him. Well, at least he's shiny. Now, as for non-creature spells, let's see right here. Land Cycling, awesome foil, and you get lands. So, you know, why not? Diabolic Tutor to get parts of our combo. Surprisingly, Essence Harvest is another win condition. We'll get to that in the very, very last card, but it's a wonderful life gain card if you're in a fix. Flesh Allergy, Destroy, let's bring back stuff. Getting parts of our combo, of course, wonderful card. I'm trying this card right now, haven't played with it yet. Inquisition of Kozilek is really, really great for the opening game, not so much in the late game. Ponder is Ponder. See Beyond helps you shuffle your library as well as draw cards, getting rid of stuff that you might not need right then and there. Good card. Yeah. Ad nauseum. I heard somebody talk about this card as if it were the best thing in his deck. He was running a Grimgrin deck before it was banned, and I was playing with it, and yes, it is that good. It's wonderful. If you have enough life, that is. Cyclonic Rift, boom goes the dynamite, kill cards, return cards, of course Forbidden Alchemy. Mana Leak's good early game, I've used it before. Smother, it kills things, you draw things. Tribute to Hunger, great for a hexproof commander such as Geistos, St. Traft, or Sigarda. The better unsummon, I don't have an actual unsummon in here, but whatever. Now for artifacts, Armillary Sphere, shiny. Gets us a few lands. Howling Mine, kind of torn up, but, you know, you always get more cards. Works great with Consecrated Sphinx. Mistvein Border Post helps out with mana trouble, as does Mycosynth Wellspring. If you can't get the, the Phyrexian Revoker, you get Pithing Needle. Very good for EDH. Sphere of the Suns, more mana stuff. This is really just mana and, yeah, more draw. Drawing cards is such a powerful advantage in Commander. Swiftfoot Boots gives Grimgrin Hexproof, which occasionally can protect from white removal and giant red burn spells. Trading Post, such a good card. Discard Gravecrawler, gain 4 life. You know, always fun. For enchantments, we have Claustrophobia for tapping down something huge. Conspiracy, making your zombies even better with stuff like, I don't know. I really don't know. It just helped make a couple of the non-zombie cards a lot bigger when I had Cemetery Reaper and Diagraph Captain. It's a good card in here. Trust me, I've played with it. It's fun. Declaration of Not. Oh, I love this card in Commander. When you cast it from your command zone, I'm afraid that I'm going to counter it. For 1 blue. This card is broken in EDH. Freed from the Real is something that helps out with Grimgrin, taps or untaps him, just in case you don't have creatures to sacrifice. Leyline of Anticipation, you know, gives things flash. Kill spells with flash, enchantments with flash, creatures casting with flash. Great with Rooftop Storm. This card is the quintessential card for this deck. You cast zombies for 0, you can cast your commander for 0, Gravecrawler, and so you have infinite Gravecrawler. If you can cast Gravecrawler infinitely from your graveyard, then it's sacrificed infinite times. With Diagraph Captain, that's infinite life loss. Gravecrawler is awesome. So, as for lands, there's not much to be spoken of. I don't I don't have that many non-basic lands, but I have my Aqueduct, Catacombs, Frostmarsh, and the Dwar Owl Refuge. Realm Query Teller helps for drawing insane amounts of lands. Rupture Spire, it's foil, so I put it in. And Terramorphic Expanse. Then we have just a smattering of islands and swamps, but that's about it. There's not much to be spoken of except for the autographed one by Rob Alexander. I don't know why he was at the card shop, but he's a really nice guy. Anyway, that is our Grimgrin Commander deck. If you are interested in playing against it, then have fun. But watch out, because you're about to enter the Grimfinite. I'm never making a pun again.